Retirement used to be a reward. Today, it's a financial minefield. You've worked your whole life, saved what you could, and dreamed of golden years filled with peace, sunshine, and security. But what if the state you live in, or are planning to move to, is quietly draining your savings faster than you ever imagined? The cost of living is exploding, property taxes are spiraling out of control, and healthcare costs are rising like never before. The dream of retirement is turning into a nightmare for millions of Americans. So which U.S. states are becoming retirement traps in 2025? The answers will surprise, and possibly enrage, you. We're counting down the 10 worst states to retire in 2025, based on the latest data. And trust us, it's not just the obvious ones. This isn't about politics. This is about survival. Stick around, because number 1 will absolutely shock you. Number 10, Oregon. You might think Oregon, with its scenic coastlines, progressive culture, and no sales tax, would be a retiree's dream. Think again. In reality, Oregon is pricing out its seniors faster than almost any other state. Median home prices in Portland are now exceeding $500,000, with rural areas not far behind. In fact, home values have surged 20 to 30% over the last decade, crushing the hopes of fixed-income retirees. Daily living in Oregon is no walk in the park either. Utilities, groceries, and basic services have seen double-digit inflation since 2021. The absence of a sales tax may sound nice, but it's a thin silver lining in a storm cloud of surging property taxes and rising homeowner costs. It's like giving you a free appetizer while quietly charging triple for the entree. And it gets worse. Oregon's growing demand for housing, especially from remote workers and out-of-state transplants, has fueled gentrification in cities and price hikes in formerly affordable rural zones. The result: seniors are getting pushed out of the very communities they helped build. So the big question: is Oregon's natural beauty worth a retirement filled with financial anxiety? For many, the answer is becoming painfully clear. Number 9, Maryland. Maryland might sell itself as a place of prestige and proximity to power, just a stone's throw from Washington, D.C. But that prestige comes at a punishing price. Median home prices in desirable counties now top $500,000, and even modest suburban living can stretch a retiree's budget to the breaking point. And let's talk taxes. Maryland hits retirees where it hurts, with moderate to high income taxes on pensions and retirement account withdrawals. Combine that with property taxes that are anything but friendly to fixed incomes, and you've got a recipe for financial bleed out. Healthcare is accessible, sure. But accessible doesn't mean affordable. Maryland's cost burden, especially in Montgomery and Howard counties, pushes it high on the list of states where your dollar just doesn't go far enough. Even everyday essentials, from utilities to transportation, run well above the national average. The painful reality: many retirees are being forced to leave Maryland behind. Is a high-status zip code really worth sacrificing your quality of life? Number 8, Washington. Washington state often gets praise for not having an income tax, but don't be fooled. That tax benefit is quickly canceled out by punishingly high housing prices and a stealth attack from sky-high sales and property taxes. In Seattle and nearby regions, average home prices are now around $611,000 and climbing fast. The state's rapid tech growth may benefit the young and wealthy, but it leaves retirees drowning in a market where living costs outpace even well-padded retirement plans. Groceries, gas, healthcare, and utilities are among the most expensive in the country. Even worse, healthcare premiums have risen sharply post-2023, and long-term care is both scarce and shockingly expensive. For seniors hoping to age in place, Washington is becoming less of a haven and more of a high-stakes gamble. So here's the bold question: does a lack of income tax mean anything when every other cost skyrockets? In Washington, the math just doesn't add up. Number 7, Hawaii. The paradise myth has been shattered. Hawaii's stunning beaches, year-round sun, and laid-back lifestyle mask a brutal truth: it's the most expensive state in America. Retirement here isn't a dream, it's a luxury few can truly afford. Start with housing. Median home prices have skyrocketed past $1.2 million, jumping over 40% in the past decade. For retirees living off a modest nest egg, this is a financial death sentence. And renting, not much better, with one-bedroom apartments averaging well over $2,500 per month. Then there's everything else. Because nearly all goods are imported, groceries, gas, utilities, and even medical supplies are shockingly overpriced. Annual retirement spending now exceeds $117,000, a figure that dwarfs the average Social Security income. So we ask, is paradise worth going broke for? In Hawaii, unless you're a millionaire, retirement feels less like a beach and more like a cliff. Number 6. California. California, the land of sunshine, palm trees, and devastating retirement costs. The median home price across the state is hovering around $750,000, with coastal cities like San Francisco and Los Angeles bursting past the $1 million mark. It's not just expensive, it's exclusive. Daily expenses here will drain your bank account fast. Gas prices continue to top national charts. Groceries, insurance, and especially utilities are significantly higher than in most of the country. And let's not forget the taxes. California's state income tax is one of the highest in the nation, hitting retirees hard unless they've done meticulous tax planning. Sure, the weather is world-class, but sunshine doesn't pay your electric bill. Most experts now estimate that retirees need over $1.4 million just to live comfortably in the Golden State. That's not retirement, that's economic survivalism. So here's the kicker. Why are Americans still moving here to retire? Maybe it's time we stop romanticizing the West Coast dream. Number 5. Alaska. Alaska might offer a rugged, off-the-grid appeal, and yes, the state hands out a modest oil dividend every year, but don't let that distract you from the harsh financial truth. Alaska is a retirement trap hiding behind postcard views and patriotic slogans. Retire here, and you're likely to face the cold reality, literally and financially. First off, the cost of living is sky high. Nearly everything, groceries, fuel, basic services, has to be shipped in, which inflates prices by 25% to 40% above the national average. Healthcare, scarce and expensive. Alaska consistently ranks among the worst states for access to long-term care, with waitlists that stretch for months and few specialists available outside of Anchorage. And the isolation comes with a cost. Traveling to and from the lower 48 is not only time-consuming, it's incredibly expensive, often costing over $1,000 round trip. That means retirees who want to stay close to family or access specialized medical care are stuck in logistical and financial quicksand. So ask yourself, is a $1,300 oil dividend worth paying double for everything else? In 2025, Alaska is a retiree's cold, costly trap. Number 4. Illinois. Illinois is bleeding retirees, and for good reason. Sky-high property taxes, budget mismanagement, and spiraling pension obligations have made it one of the most financially unstable states in the nation. For retirees on fixed incomes, that instability is toxic. Let's talk taxes. Illinois taxes retirement income from 401k, IRAs, and pensions, something many states wisely avoid. And while the state doesn't have a sales tax on groceries or prescription drugs, that's small comfort when property taxes are the second highest in the nation, averaging over 2.1%. That means if you own a $250,000 home, you're likely paying more than $5,000 a year, just in property taxes. Add to that the crumbling infrastructure, skyrocketing utility costs, and shrinking healthcare access in rural areas, and you've got a perfect storm of financial and lifestyle stress. Cities like Chicago may offer great hospitals, but the cost of living and crime rates make them unsuitable for most retirees. The big picture. Illinois is taxing its way into a retirement exodus. Staying here may cost you more than your savings. It could cost your peace of mind. Number 3. New Jersey. New Jersey may be close to major metros like New York and Philly, but that proximity comes at a brutal cost. The state is a financial minefield for retirees, burdened with the highest property taxes in the U.S., crushing healthcare premiums, and a cost of living that borders on outrageous. Property taxes alone average nearly 2.5%, the highest in America. That's more than $8,000 a year on a $330,000 home, and that's before factoring in maintenance, WA fees, and utilities. For seniors on fixed incomes, it's simply unsustainable. New Jersey also imposes an inheritance tax, which can affect retirees trying to pass assets to their children. And while the state has made small reforms to exempt some retirement income from taxes, the relief is often too little, too late, especially in places like Bergen or Essex counties where everything from gas to groceries costs 15 to 20% more than the national average. The irony: New Jersey used to be a retirement magnet. Now, it's a slow financial bleed that retirees are fleeing in droves. Number 2. Massachusetts. Massachusetts boasts elite hospitals and charming towns, but don't let the cobblestone streets fool you, it's a retirement pressure cooker. Ranked among the top 5 most expensive states for cost of living, the Bay State demands deep pockets from anyone hoping to retire with dignity. Housing costs are brutal. In Boston, the median home price is over $740,000, and rental prices in the suburbs are now reaching New York City levels. Taxes. Painful. Massachusetts has a flat 5% income tax, and it applies to most forms of retirement income, meaning your IRA withdrawals and pensions are very much on the chopping block. Then there's healthcare. Yes, it's top tier in quality, but not in price. Out-of-pocket expenses and premiums here routinely exceed the national average by 25% or more. And let's not forget winter. Energy costs for heating have surged since 2022, further eroding monthly budgets. So ask yourself, is great healthcare worth it if you can't afford to live long enough to use it? For many retirees, Massachusetts just doesn't make financial, or emotional, sense anymore. Number 1. New York. New York is the ultimate retirement paradox. World-class amenities wrapped in soul-crushing expenses. Whether you're eyeing upstate charm or big city energy, New York is hands down the worst state to retire in 2025, and the numbers back it up. Start with taxes. New York taxes nearly all retirement income except Social Security, and the state income tax can climb as high as 10.9% in New York City. Property taxes, still among the highest in the country. And then there's sales tax, local tax, city tax. It's a never-ending cascade of costs. Even basic services are inflated beyond belief. Healthcare might be accessible, but long-term care facilities are often underfunded and overburdened, especially outside Manhattan. And despite a declining population in upstate regions, housing costs in desirable areas remain stubbornly high, with median home values still hovering near $400,000 and climbing. The truth: retiring in New York today is like lighting your 401k on fire in Times Square. Unless you've got millions stashed away, you're not retiring, you're surviving. And that's not what the American dream was supposed to be. Let's face it. The fantasy of a carefree, golden retirement is being crushed under the weight of cold, hard economics. The states we just exposed aren't just expensive, they're hostile to fixed incomes, punitive to savers, and oblivious to the crushing burden placed on older Americans. If you're planning for retirement in 2025, don't just follow your heart, follow the money. Ask the hard questions. Will your pension survive a 10% property tax hike? Can your savings handle $5,000 monthly healthcare premiums? Are you willing to trade quality of life for nostalgia? The truth is, some states are quietly pushing retirees out, pricing them into poverty, isolating them with unaffordable services, and masking it all behind sunshine or sophistication. Don't fall for the mirage. Because in 2025, retirement is no longer about where you want to live, it's about where you can afford to survive. And the clock is ticking.